Hmm. Good morning, Davy. Just watched your video on casting and Aspergian, and I was all the way through. I'm sort of laughing to myself, going, aye, yes, because a lot of the stuff you're talking about, I have personally experienced. Now, whether I've got Asperger's or not, I don't, I don't really know that. At this stage of my life, I don't really care. But I do appreciate the difficulties of some of the stuff. This problem of just the whole people understand things and know things and can work with things, and they've got a complete mystery to me. And I'm not a stupid person like yourself. I'm fairly intelligent. I did quite a difficult job, an engineering job that was, a lot of intricacies involved in things. So, I'm no mug, but by Christ, there's areas, whole areas that people just take as completely normal, and I'm completely at a loss. And generally, I just keep away from them. And I've developed all sorts of techniques, as you talked about, developing techniques and coping mechanisms. I remember once it was very helpful for me I went to transcendental meditation, I don't know, about 40 years ago. And I didn't stay long. I didn't fancy it. I felt it was a lot of bollocks and it was done for the wrong reason. But the woman had spent a lot of time in India who was doing it. She was an English woman. And she said, someone said something about not sleeping well. And she said, oh yes, when I was in India, they don't actually have a word no, they don't expect to be unconscious when they go to sleep because it's so warm there. And they don't call sleep, they call it witnessing the night. I remember thinking, because like yourself, I've always had that insomnia thing. And I thought, brilliant, just witness the night. That was a big help for me because it meant I could lie for, 2, 3, 4 hours and not worry, just go, as long as I witness the night, I'll sleep for maybe an hour or two and that'll do me. And it was helpful. Although, you know what it's like if you get something on the next day. It's impossible, And I always stayed away from sleeping pills. I knew that was hopeless. To be fair, from the age of 14 till I was nearly 30, I medicated this condition with alcohol. And I would still be medicating it at the age of 68, was it not for the fact that the alcohol nearly killed me. So I had to, the self-medication had to go out the window and all the associated, what did they call it, casual drug use that went along with it. So when I stopped the drinking, I stopped everything. I used to have a cannabis farm in my house before cannabis farms were invented. I'm going back 40 years. So anyway, I then had to face everything without my medication. And that wasn't a bad thing. I got forced into a situation of having to. You talked about hiding away in rooms and thinking that sort of paranoid thinking. Would they think that? I had to walk out into that. It's like walking naked out into the frost. Oh. So I got that as a coping mechanism. Then I remember I listened to this. I don't know. I suppose you call him an inspirational speaker, Adi Ashanti, and I've got him on headphones. And when I listen to him for maybe 10 minutes in the middle of the night, I don't know what his voice is doing. It kind of knocks me out. Now I know that doesn't work when you work for everybody, but it seems to work for me. I've learned to go to people and just tell them how I feel sometimes. And I get a surprise when they respond to me, because I'm not without empathy. I'm certainly, I don't grasp sometimes what people are thinking or it's just a foreign country to me. I don't like getting my routines upset. That's a real no-no for me, which is typical of a condition you're talking about. So even going and speaking to the doctor, about something like that, I actually wouldn't have done that. I don't know. Well, you know how difficult it is and why it's taken you a long time, similarly. But having said that, I now do really. And of course, I don't work now. I'm retired, so it doesn't matter whether I sleep or not. And the fact that it doesn't matter means that I do sleep a lot better. Although if I've got a big bowling game the next day, yeah, you know, then I don't expect to sleep. But I just witness the night quietly. Do all that. All that stuff, the film show, what we call it, a B movie that goes on in your head all the time. But I was delighted to hear you, what you'd done and how you tackled it and how it lifted you, and that sort of wee nugget of hope that, well, at least you've done something. And even if it all does go tits up, you can go, well, I've done my best. I mean, that's a good thing when you go, well, I made a complete ass of that, but I've done my best. I had a go. I didn't chuck it right at the start. And that was pleasing. So while I'm watching it, I'm going, yes. And I'm going, yes, Davey. I'm sort of cheering you on. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And obviously, I wish you all the best. Whatever, as you say, whatever they whisper in your ear and give you, I'm like you. I don't need lock, stock and barrel. Just give me a couple of hints and send me in that direction. I'll do it. You know, I'll get up and do it. And I know you will. You know, it's that kind of, that thing where, I remember a guy saying to me once, your head will go down once you cut it, and I went, no. He was talking about a competition I was involved in. You've got so much, pressure will come on and your head will go down. And I said, no. I says, my head doesn't go down. I said, I will always get up. I mean, obviously you go down. I will always get up. And I've always done that. And I know you do that, you get up. I mean, I know you've been near the edge, as I have been myself a few times. But you've come back and you get up. So it's knock Davey down, Davey gets back up. Knock Dave down, Dave gets back up. And that's the thing. Getting back up again. Yes. Go on yourself, Dave.